Okay, so here's another example. Calcium is 2 positive. The bromide ion is -1. So just like always, we'd pull down one of each card, and I'd look at this, and I would see that right now there's too much positive. So if I added up those numbers, calcium's 2 plus, and iodine is minus. So if I added those, it's 1 positive. If you've done this right, you should have a rectangle, and it should add up to 0. So what I would do now is I would grab another bromine card on there or just copy it, and then I'd add it to my puzzle. Well, look what happens if I do that. Calcium now is equal to bromine in size. It's a rectangle. And if I add up their charges, 2 positive and 2 negative, they add up to 0. So when you have a good situation here, so if I was doing this with Lewis dot, calcium would have 2 and bromine would have 7. Calcium would give 1 to bromine, but calcium would still have 1 left. So it would need another bromine. You draw another bromine. And just like we do in there, we just see how many we used of each. So here I have 1 calcium, so I just write Ca with no subscript. Here I have 2 bromines, so I'd write Br with a little 2. And then for my name on here, I'd look on my cards. Again, I didn't write them here because of space. The first one would say calcium, so the first one always just sounds like the name of the metal. The second one, as long as there's just 2 symbols, is going to sound like the element's name with IDE. So in those 2 boxes on there, if this was on there, I'd write calcium bromide, or CaBr2, and then calcium bromide. So the hardest ones you're going to get here are when you have a 3 and a 2, so either 2 plus and 3 minus, or like this, 3 plus and 2 minus. So right now, if I look at this, I have more positive charge. That red one's bigger. So I'd add another green one. But look, it's still not even. There's too much green now. And I'd add another red one. Still not equal. Finally, to equal this out with the puzzle pieces, I would have 2 of the ALs and S of the 2 negatives. So if you added up your charge on here, the red up here would add up to 6 positive, and the greens would add up to 6 negative. So that's going to add up to 0, which is what you want to see. If I was going to write what I used here, there are 2 aluminums and 3 sulfurs. So my formula would be Al2S3. The Al card would say aluminum ion, and the S2 minus would say sulfide ion. So I just put those together, and so in the other box I would write aluminum sulfide. So that's all we're doing here is trying to solve the puzzle. You can only use the 2 cards they gave to you, but you can make more copies of it, just like when we were doing the ionic one, you kept transferring. Hope that helps.